Today, we're going to look at the user group function for the audio-limited A10 system. First, we'll launch Mic to Wave for either Mac or PC. We go to the top tab under User Group Files and select New. In Windows, User Groups and UpdateRx are under the File menu. Name the user group. Select the frequency band for your transmitter from the drop-down menu. Selecting a specific band can help us stay organized, and Mic to Wave won't let us select anything outside of that band. We can create a user by giving them a name and entering a frequency. Mic to Wave follows the best practice method of channel spacing, separating all users by one subchannel. Any invalid entries in Mic to Wave will appear as red text, and the user frequency can't be loaded until the entry is corrected. We also have the option of entering the transmitter serial number. The transmitter will automatically load the user it is assigned to after the group is loaded. Click plus or hit enter to add another user. To add another user group to the same file, click Add Group. Once we have multiple user groups, we can scroll between them using the drop-down menu on the left. Every audio-limited user group, or ALUG, file can contain up to 8 user groups with up to 32 users per group. Once we're satisfied with our user groups, it's time to send them to the transmitter and receiver. Let's start with the transmitter. We need to have a micro SD card that's been formatted to work with the A10TX, and we'll insert that into the computer. Now we can save the ALUG file directly to the SD card. Mic to Wave will name the ALUG file after the name of the first user group, but you always have the option to rename it as you please. Let's say you're shooting at the beach and you want to name the file Beach Groups or something like that. Alternatively, you can save these anywhere on your computer and drag them to the SD card, but it is important to note that only one ALUG file can be read by the A10TX at a time. Let's pull the SD card and insert it into the A10TX and power it on. Once it powers up, we can go to the Settings menu and to User Groups. The options are User and Factory. Factory uses TV channel map, TV channel, and subchannel to set frequencies. Selecting User will load the ALUG file and let us choose a user group. Select User and Load New. Now press the center button and go to the frequency menu. The list has been simplified to only include the users we've created. Pretty cool, right? And now we can see on the main screen that the transmitter name becomes the name of the selected user. That means during setup, we can have transmitters labeled and get them on talent and booms in a very short amount of time, and we can keep them locked in between sessions. You can also view user groups from the A10TX Remote app. Now it's time to set up user groups on the A10RX receiver. There are multiple methods of getting a user group loaded onto the A10RX, using Mic to Wave with an A10 rack or the AXLR. The Sound Devices 688 can also load user groups via an SD card onto receivers using an SL6. We can load user groups through Mic to Wave by connecting the A10 rack and the AXLR via USB to computer and press Send to RX. We can see that all 4 receivers in the rack are listed here. Select one receiver to load a user group. Only one group can be loaded on a receiver at a time. Once the user groups are loaded, we can disconnect the receivers from the computer. Loading user groups on the receiver is similar to loading them on the transmitter. Go to Settings, User Group, and Use. The receivers list has also been simplified to only include the users we've created. The scan feature on the A10RX receiver can be limited to only include our user group frequencies. So that wraps our look at the A10 user groups. For more information, please see the Audio Limited website listed below or visit one of our retailers for an in-person demo of our products. Thanks, and we'll see you soon with more video tutorials.